running all alone in the middle of the field, and the Cleveland Tigers are on the board for the first time in 2022.
What a throw. That's big for them, not only just to get on the board for the season, but obviously in this game too.
And to overcome the big penalty. Once you get things to kind of go wrong in critical key situations like that, it was, I think, important for Cleveland to get back here. Cody Sizemore will kick the extra point. Deep snapper is into the game. Snap back, kick is up, kick is, we're gonna, good. It's good. 15-7, Hominy on top of Cleveland. Bucks get it back for the third time. We'll take a break here on this Squirtle Game of the Week, brought to you by Career Tech.
Are you looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 6 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
This is your moment. You've got what it takes. The grit to get from first steps to finishing touches. You're here to train, to put in the hours. Because today's hard work gives you an edge. To get hired, to earn more, to fine-tune a future to be proud of. Career Tech. Get skilled, get paid.
Welcome back. Cleveland kicking off to Hominy. We got 29 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Cleveland kicker lost his footing, and the ball stays in bounds, and that was a critical and a good job heads-up play to receive the kick by Xavier Perdue. Looked like maybe a Charles Howell III 8-iron. I mean, it just backed up from where it was. And the Tigers almost got a real good break there.
I like how you name drop Charles Howell III. It's a solid name drop, Mark.
Well, that's a Kingfisher guy,
it
right?
Is. Yeah, he's a local
by
Oklahoma.
marriage.
O-State grad. Married to Myers from Kingfisher, right?
I believe that's correct.
Yeah. Sherry Myers' daughter.
All right, 1st and 10. Jackson Woods has been outstanding so far tonight, but he is under heavy pressure and is able to get away and complete the pass for, I'd say, minimal gain. TK Sutton is out there on the reception, but that could have been much, much worse for the Bucks.
Yeah, and they're going to give him where he caught it. Looks like that's going to be the end of the quarter.
That is the end of the first quarter. When we come back, Adam, I want you to talk about the one of the newest Squirtle schools, which is Hominy. So happy to debut on the network tonight for the Hominy fans that will be seeing this product for the rest of the year at all Hominy Sports. We'll take a break. We'll come back for the second quarter here on the Squirtle TV Game of the Week, brought to you by Career Tech.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options, lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Welcome back. First play of the second quarter. It's Hominy with the football, 2nd down and 7. Jackson Woods hands off to TK Sutton, and he is stopped in the backfield. Adam Schwenker, the junior for Cleveland, fill in the hole. Bringing up a 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, Cleveland's just got a little bit more enthusiasm now. They got a little bit of confidence from that touchdown, and in rivalry games like this, there's a lot of emotion. So kind of the last thing you want to do if you're Hominy is let Cleveland kind of sneak their way back into this game.
Hominy's had several big plays on offense, so the Tigers look a little confused here in their alignment. Jackson Woods rolling to his right. What a throw and what a catch. A dime just right on the number for Xavier Purdue, and Woods threw that on the run for a 1st down.
Yeah, that's a great weapon to have. I mean, obviously Hominy is, very run-oriented with what they have in the backfield, but it's nice to be able to drop back there and throw it to number 7 when you need to.
And Purdue was not just wide open on that play.
So, Mark, this is a question I've always asked. You know how in sports we have unique names for positions? So, number 18 there for Hominy, they call him a sniffer. Is that appropriate?
I don't think it is appropriate. That to me is not it's not a compliment. I don't know why you would be called a sniffer, but
when they line him up that close, and I don't know why they call it that.
Yeah,
and that's football jargon.
Probably because you can sniff the football.
That's it.
Yeah,
maybe that's what it is.
That's right. Yeah. I was not aware of that term. I mean,
maybe that's a fair
old enough to see a lot of football. It could be a new term. When we played, there were no sniffers. Nobody was that close to the football. Who would thought that was a new technique. Woods throws it to Sutton, and the penalty flag flies. And you're right. I think that's very perceptive, Adam. This Cleveland defense is playing with a lot more gusto.
Yeah, just the different bounce and their step. And it was good to see them come back in this possession here after Hominy completed that long pass for a 1st down. I'll tell you somebody that's really impressed me so far early in this game is the sophomore Caleb Humble. He's a good-looking kid too, big kid. I don't know what these parents feed their kids nowadays, but
there he is, number 89.
Yeah.
So now they'll move it all the way back to, well, let's see, where are we going? I think are we going to decline the penalty? We're going to decline it. So 3rd down and 11. Cy Stoller just trying to challenge his defense perhaps here to get a stop. Strength of formation, 3 wide receivers to the right, and it's going to be a run. Woods, stiff arm, is not going to get away from the Cleveland defense. And it was number 2, Love, on the initial contact with Javen Lindsay there, also to pursue out of bounds. And that'll be 4th down and 11 for Hominy.
Oh, what a big stop for Cleveland here. Like we talked about, Mark, it's a 1-score game now, and Cleveland gets a stop, and a lot of time left in this half.
First stop of the game for the Tigers. Punt is high and straight up in the air. And this one bounces back like another Charles Howell III 8-iron.
That was more of a lob wedge.
Yeah, it was more of a lob wedge. It was like stuck that one. So Cleveland here with all the momentum. 1st down and 10 from the 45-yard line. The best starting field position they've had so far tonight.
Yeah, and that had the proper lob wedge backspin on it too. I don't know if you noticed that.
It did.
This is big for Cleveland here, like you said, just to see if they can get this to push over into the offense. I really think the offense started with that touchdown pass, but they look just like a different team on defense, and see if this can translate on the offensive side. It's
tough to get the Bucs to punt the football, but the punt, watched a lot of punting and warm-ups, and it was a little bit of a struggle for Hominy, so we'll see if that plays an impact in the game. Garrett with the toss, running hard, physical, Scott Kennedy, and he takes it to the 49 for a gain of 4.
Boy, Garrett is a hard runner, isn't he?
Really a lot of the same formations and the same play action for Cleveland so far in the game.
Yeah, they're in that kind of that broken diamond kind of that you saw OSU run a lot of back in the day. And
very young offensive line for the Tigers. Garrett pulls the ball away, and he is able to move forward for a gain of about 5. We'll set up a 3rd down and 3. Garrett faked the handoff to Javen Lindsay and moved it forward to the 47-yard line.
That formation allows you to be really multiple in the backfield with a lot of play action stuff, or you can even do some power stuff in it. It's a good formation.
Hominy with just 3 defensive backs. It looks like they're going to bring some linebackers here. Cleveland going to throw for it. Garrett makes one man miss. He's going to get the 1st down and gets out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So he was able to gain the edge as the Bucs lost containment on maybe a good call, I think, on a 3rd down, is that if you don't get that, you can throw the football away and then go for it on 4th down and 3. But the Tigers come up with the 1st down.
Yeah, and it seemed like Garrett was kind of indecisive what he was going to do. He almost bluffing the defensive back to give him enough time to get to the pylon. But just keep churning along if you're Cleveland, obviously, and see if you can't punch another score on the board.
First down from the 41-yard line. Motion from Kennedy.
Nice.
And a reverse. This is something that we haven't seen so far, but we have a penalty, a flag on the field, and then a couple of flags. So I think both of these are going to go against the offense on the reverse pitch to Cody Sizemore.
A lot of times when you run those misdirection plays, you get a lot of holds, or I think they may have had 2 holds there, actually, to be honest with you. For those interested, I know many are, Oklahoma State is putting a beating on Central Michigan. It's 44-15.
Oh, wow.
They have covered the spread.
And then some.
And they kind of got off to a slow start.
Yeah, the game was tied at 7 at one point.
Yeah, OSU got a safety, and from then on it's been all pokes.
So Hominy is the newest Squirtle school. Tell us what we can expect.
Yeah, so really for the community that's out there, if any of them are listening and not watching the current Facebook Live production that they've always done, we're just bringing them over onto our platform from Facebook Live, and are excited about having Hominy join the network along with many other schools. And, they'll be able to stream their football games and basketball games and softball and whatever it is, ag or anything that the school decides that they want to stream. So we're excited to have them. And I believe they should be set up within the next couple of weeks and ready to stream. So we're not changing anything about what they've done before in the past. Facebook Live guys are just moving over onto the Squirtle platform, and probably find a way to even move them out onto social media with our link too as well, so that way the fans that are used to watching them on Facebook Live will still be there.
Yeah, that's outstanding. Hominy calls a timeout here as Coach Christian didn't like something that he saw, and it will be 1st down and a long way to go, 23 yards to go for the Tigers.
So, Mark, I know this is the first football game we've called together, but there's something that I do in every football game is we do a competition on the uniforms. Who is rocking the best swag for the game? And it's, the collegiate level is kind of spilled over into the high school level. You see a lot of teams that go with kind of some creative looks, some teams that have multiple uniform combinations. This game, to me, seems a little more traditional as far as the uniforms go. I like both. I like the cursive bucks on Hominy's helmet. I like the very traditional look of Cleveland too as well, so it's kind of hard for me.
It's a clean look. It's a throwback. That's the I'm not sure if the Hominy helmet has been the same for 40 years. It may have been. I mean, that's the helmet that they had a long, long time ago. We're going to have another hold here, and Cleveland is going the wrong way as that holding occurred at the 42-yard line, and it will move them back even further. I agree. I think this is a toss-up on the uniforms.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough one.
Cleveland, a pretty unique color scheme around the state. It's maroon and gold, but not quite maroon, more of a red, perhaps.
Cardinal, maybe?
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah. It almost has a Redskins feel. Well, not Redskins, Commanders, right? Is that what they are
That's
now?
a Commanders now, yeah.
Yeah, kind of feel to it. Or even a Central Michigan feel, kind of. The Chippewas. Speaking of the Cardinals, what about how the Cardinals are playing right now?
They're playing great. That's fun to watch. They've been really hot.
I'm
not sure what if they're just not peaking right now. They've been playing a fairly weak portion of their schedule.
Yeah, I don't want to believe that, Mark. Come on.
I'll
You're bringing me back down.
I'll continue to have low expectations for them, and it may work out. Uh-oh, the ball's loose and picked back up. That was a good job to get the strip, and the Hominy defensive line has played really well so far in the game, and back there to make that play was it's hard to see.
It was 71.
Thank you very much. I thought that was 75, but back to make the.
I don't have him on the roster.
That's. Well, number 71 made a nice play for the Bucks.
Him coming off the field over here on the sideline. He got close to getting a penalty because of effort. He almost hit the player a little bit late. Got a timeout on the field.
Adam Love did a good job to retrieve that football where it could have been really bad very quickly for the Tigers, and they face now second down and forever. Here. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More of the Squirrel Game of the Week brought to you by.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Welcome back. Second down and 45 to go. What kind of play do you have called here, Adam?
I'm going with hand it off to the running back and don't do anything silly play. With only a one-score game, and your defense has played well the last 2 possessions, I don't think you want to do anything tricky or just try to throw a bomb, one of the two.
Well, Hominy has dropped back in some pretty deep coverage for their secondary, so I think that they're willing just to keep him in front of them. And Julius Garrett's going to keep it. And he is being pursued and steps out of bounds wisely. And that was excellent pursuit up front by Hominy's Elijah Gilly.
And he had the tailback out here in the flats wide open. He could have gone to him for a little bit of a gain, but I think they were just trying to play it safe there. Need to give a shout out to Coach Robert Bernard from Fairview. He is watching, and he confirmed the sniffer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
he's
a
Fairview?
Is that a Fairview term?
Well, Bernard's from Hollis originally, but
Yeah,
maybe
he's been
because
at Fairview long enough now, right?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe he picked up on the sniffer at the co-op. Somebody at the co-op mentioned it to him. So.
Well, this is not the sniffer defense for Hominy here on 3rd and 45. They've got a significant amount of cushion in the secondary. 6:41 to go. Fairview Yellow Jackets with a big win over Hobart last week. Anytime your opponent only scores 2, I think it's more kind of an emphatic victory.
Yeah, in that game, I don't know if you were following along. I know you asked me because for some reason it wasn't in the app. It got deleted out of the app, but maybe a Hobart fan deleted it out of there.
Yeah.
But it was 40-something to nothing early in the second quarter. I mean, Fairview put it on them pretty good. I know a lot of people around Fairview are pretty excited about what they have this season.
They pick up around 10 on 3rd down play, and they will punt it away here on 4th and 47. And back to receive the punt will be the quarterback, Jackson Woods. I can see why Hominy has him deep to receive. He's hard enough to tackle on offense, and you give him a lot more space, it could be pretty difficult.
What's he doing?
Sizemore. Oh, wow, what a hit.
Gracious.
Contact there. Brian Marshall comes up and hits Sizemore, and that rugby punt, and Coach Stoller's not happy with that. I think that he is upset about not punting the football.
Yeah, I don't know if he got the wrong read from somebody, or because he looked like he was going to run it the whole time. He didn't really give the punt much of a chance. And this is a big momentum swing here. I mean, we talked about Cleveland, cutting it to 1 score, and now you give the ball back to Hominy on their side of the field.
Yeah, that's hard to explain, knowing that it's 4th down and 47 to go. That's going to have to be one heck of a run.
He's going to get the lottery winding on film. Like, what were you doing here?
Right.
One of those scenarios.
Woods dropping back to pass, got the blitz, going deep, and excellent coverage from Cleveland.
It's a good ball, too, by Woods.
Back there defending was Rusty Thomas, a senior. And Purdue was on the receiving end of that, but solid man-to-man coverage.
I mean, obviously, Woods running the ball, but I'm telling you, every time he has thrown the ball, he's got zip on it. He's got a great arm. He sets his feet really good. That was a good ball he just threw there.
Coach Bernard perhaps getting a little bit of a scout on the Bucks.
Yeah.
Team that he could potentially see in the playoffs. Woods keeps his feet moving forward, picks up a couple of extra yards, a gain of about 6 to the 34-yard line.
Fairview rolls over to 5 miles north of Enid and plays Chisholm tomorrow night. So at Chisholm, I think that'll be all Chisholm wants. And Chisholm's doing a much better, a great job. They, the new coach they have in there from Choctaw has really got them doing the right things. The kids are working really hard. Yeah, I saw them all summer, having lived out there by Chisholm, and they're moving in the right direction.
What a move there, and it's over. All she wrote, Woods goes 34 yards for the touchdown. Made one move and turned on the Jets, and he hits his head on the goalpost. Touchdown. Hominy.
With all the elaborate things we do now and we see in offense, sometimes just run it straight up the gut is a good play.
I thought a nice move, and there was no one there to contest. And about the last 3 minutes of game time has been a disaster for Cleveland.
Yeah, you think about all the opportunities they had, and then penalties killed them on that last drive, and then obviously, not punting the ball and trying to run it, and then 3 plays later you're down 2 scores.
Extra point is no good, so that will make the score 21-7. We'll take a break. We'll come back and recap things here on the Career Tech Squirtle TV Game of the Week.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
Welcome back here in the Squirtle TV Game of the Week. Mark Rogers, Adam Dieselhorst. Hominy into the end zone for the 3rd time. They get a 2-touchdown lead over Cleveland. It's just an outstanding night for football. The freshman hip kicks it deep.
Ooh.
And it takes a Hominy bounce before it's taken by Cody Sizemore, and he is drilled at the 5-yard line, and things are going from bad to worse for the Tigers.
Sizemore's been on the unfortunate end of 2 special teams scenarios where he kind of thought that might bounce and roll into the end zone. Sometimes you have to just, play it safe and not hope that something like that happens. That's unfortunate.
Took a big hit there, so the Tigers offense cannot afford to go backwards on this drive.
It's not too often that week 1 of a football season in Oklahoma, it's 75 degrees, as hot as it was last week. It was nice to see that little rain shower, and because it's perfect weather.
Absolutely perfect. And the Tigers are going to get penalized 2.5 yards for early movement. They'll take it back to the 2.5. See some scores going on around the state. Lawton and Duncan, 21-14. Game between Class 5A, Class 6A Division II. Defending state champ Timberlake off to a good start tonight.
And I think Ringwood was supposed to be one of their tougher games too. So
Crosstown clash is going on in Norman between the Tigers and the Timberwolves.
looks like it hadn't. Maybe nobody's started it yet.
Garrett with the handoff to Adam Love. He'll get some of that yardage back. I think it's 2nd down and 2. Brian Marshall's name on the tackle. Brian, the big reception early in the game. Big hit as well. They're going to say no gain. It remains 2nd down and 12 to go. Garrett, he's under extreme pressure and throws it away as he was in the end zone. No receiver anywhere near the area on that pass. 3rd down and remains 12 to go.
Kind of all that momentum that Cleveland had is pretty much non-existent at the moment. Like Hominy has sucked the air out, even the fans over there on that side. It's a good turnout, though. I mean, we knew there'd be a lot of fans here, but man, they're wrapped around all the way across the fence line and all over on the track opposite here. And it's not too often that you come to a Class A, Class 4A game and there's an NFL player in attendance too as well.
Yeah, David Collins is supposed to be here in attendance tonight. You just see all the tradition from Hominy of all the different years of players that played on state championship teams and coaches. Had a big gathering tonight across the street for a tailgate, and then we're honored before the game. And we hope to have Coach Ballard come up to join us here for some of the game. Boy, there's a little reverse, and it not for a great play by Xavier Purdue, who's been all over the field tonight. That could go on for a huge gain, and Kennedy gets a little breathing room for the Tigers as it moves it out to the 10-yard line. And I will guarantee you that this will be a punt.
So I got an update on the Crosstown, or whatever they call that game in
Clash.
Norman. The Clash, sorry. Rain delay. That's what Corey Rogers told me.
A rain delay?
Yep, they're in a weather delay currently.
Would that be a storm delay or
Maybe
a
lightning?
rain
I don't
delay?
know. That's weather delay. There's a good punt there,
That
man.
was an excellent punt, and Woods is going to let that one roll out of bounds. Well, again, these balls have not rolled more towards the out of bounds, kind of just stuck in inbound territory. So 3:12 to go here. Hominy up 21-7. We'll see if the Tigers can get fired up again. First down and 10 to go from the 34. And the handoff goes to the second man through. That's TK Sutton, the running back. And not for some of the great, really, I think, outstanding plays from Woods. The Cleveland defense has been pretty tough.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, and it seems like it's just kind of strange. It seems like possession-wise, they're flying around, and then that last possession didn't seem that way. And yeah, it's all about momentum in this game, and I think they've currently lost it.
And there's the big fullback taking the handoff, Chase Tyndall, and he's stopped again. But he falls forward to the 40 and give him a couple of extra yards. So that brings up a 3rd down and 3rd and 5. This is a Cleveland team, though, with a lot of young players. More seniors on the defense than on the offense, but the offensive line entirely made up of underclassmen, including a freshman, Jesse Beard. So you think the Tigers will be building for something better in the next couple of years. Woods got a blocker out in front.
Nice cut.
Was a great cut. Really read the block well, and he gets the first down to the 46-yard line. You got to think that Woods is one of the better players in this class.
Yeah, he is. He is really quick.
5'9", 170 pounds. Woods hit hard and brought down at the 50-yard line. I think 2 timeouts for Hominy as the clock ticks down with 1:11 to go. Doesn't appear that the Bucks are too worried about the clock.
Our guy up in the press box was worried about it in the first quarter.
It wasn't stopped. Hominy, Cleveland won the toss and chose to defer, so Hominy will have to kick it away.
Reverse.
Reverse pass.
Yep, got him.
Wide open is Tyndall.
Oh,
And
good
Tyndall
hit.
goes out of bounds at the 38-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 44 seconds to go. And a late substitution.
Our clock guy's back at it again.
Woods facing the blitz, throws it short, and that was an aggressive pass rush coming late for the Tigers by Adam Schwenker. 29 seconds to go, second down at 10 for the Bucks.
And, you know, credit to Schwenker. That's what you're supposed to do if you can get a clean shot on the quarterback. Obviously, that was nothing dirty about that and nothing late. You always want to get as many hits on, you know, that quarterback as you can.
Woods drops back, got a man underneath. Penalty flag flies. And I think this one's coming back, but it really outstanding individual effort by Xavier Purdue, the senior receiver, to take it inside the 10-yard line, but the laundry is on the 44. The head referee is having some words with someone, but this penalty will go against Hominy. And with only 19 seconds left, put him in a pretty bad situation here. Second down and 20 to go.
Yeah, it was a hold all the way. I believe it was the tackle on the top. Grabbed the defender and knocked him to the ground. You can't grab, especially grab jersey and then fell on top of him. And they're going to call that every time. That white hat was right there and saw it all happen.
So second and 25. Let's see what they have dialed up. Woods rolls to his left, going to throw back. Got a man wide open. No one saw Sutton out of the backfield. What a play. TK Sutton snuck out of the backfield, and no one picked him up. And that is a touchdown.
Just a great job of misdirection. All the flow was going to the top side of the field, and he stuck his foot in the ground and threw a beautiful pass across the field. This kid has got a great arm.
Well, what a play call by Caleb Christian. He said, you're backed up there with 19 seconds left and maybe not a whole lot to call, but he had that one in the back of his bag of tricks. Pretty impressive. 27-7, and the Bucks will line up to go for it.
And that'll end the half, too.
I'm not sure that play took 19 seconds, but there is a fade and caught. 2-point conversion is good. They've taken the wind out of the receiver the far side of the field, but a good catch by Blaine hit the freshman, the kicker, to pull the 2-point conversion in. So we will go to half here on the Squirtle TV Game of the Week, and it is all Hominy. The Bucks lead at 29-7 here on the Career Tech Game of the Week.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Dr. Devin Nightingale is your chiropractic choice in North Edmond with easy access from Cashion, Guthrie, Luther, and all the Oklahoma City surrounding areas. As a former college athlete, Dr. Nightingale understands the importance of a fully functioning body to gain that competitive edge. Also certified in prenatal and pediatric treatments, Dr. Nightingale sees all types of patients, ranging from 2 weeks old to 97 years old. We offer conservative treatments to get you back in the game, whether you're a weekend warrior or a professional athlete. So give us a call at 405-471-5565 for a free consultation today.
Back to school. Now your worries about the kids going over on their data plans are back. Mom and Dad, this is for you. Right now, make the switch to Pioneer's unlimited data plans. Don't let data overages and high cell phone bills be something you stress about this school year. We have a plan for everyone. Let Pioneer handle your worries by stopping at a local office today to learn how you can save. Visit GoPioneer.com for details. Some restrictions may apply.
Stream with Pioneer iVideo and more. Live, recorded, on demand, all in HD. Easily find and watch your favorite shows and movies. Anywhere, on any device, perfect for the entire family. And easy to use. Enjoy Pioneer iVideo today.
Physical Therapy Central is proud to be keeping you in the game of life. Now with a convenient location in Kingfisher. Get back to the game of life faster with PT Central.
For over 50 years, Tulsa Tech has helped people find new career paths, jobs, and a successful future. We've partnered with Tulsa businesses to grow our economy and help train the workforce of our community. During these uncertain times, one thing is for sure. Tulsa Tech will be here when life returns to normal, helping people make their own path. We will get through this together.
This is Game Time. Neptune Game Time creates a high-energy game day atmosphere that your players and fans will love. Every song in our database is 100% lyric safe, which means you can stop screening music for good. Game Time also provides custom messaging to help you promote your upcoming events, concessions, and event-specific announcements. And it gives you the opportunity to sell sponsorships on your station that will generate revenue for your athletic department. Amp up your game day with Game Time.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Imagine a school with more than 26,000 enrollments per year, cultivating opportunities for students to develop new skills and gain industry-recognized certification. Now imagine a corporate training center that partners with more than 500 local businesses each year, providing a productive and prepared workforce for employers in Oklahoma through customized training. Now, imagine a community resource who believes our business thrives when our community thrives. We aren't just the local Votech, we are Autry Technology Center.
Are you looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 6 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
This is your moment. You've got what it takes. The grit to get from first steps to finishing touches. You're here to train, to put in the hours. Because today's hard work gives you an edge. To get hired, to earn more, to fine-tune a future to be proud of. Career Tech. Get skilled, get paid.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options, and lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com. The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Dr. Devin Nightingale is your chiropractic choice in North Edmond with easy access from Cashion, Guthrie, Luther, and all the Oklahoma City surrounding areas. As a former college athlete, Dr. Nightingale understands the importance of a fully functioning body to gain that competitive edge. Also certified in prenatal and pediatric treatments, Dr. Nightingale sees all types of patients, ranging from 2 weeks old to 97 years old. We offer conservative treatments to get you back in the game, whether you're a weekend warrior or a professional athlete. So give us a call at 405-471-5565 for a free consultation today.
Back to school. Now your worries about the kids going over on their data plans are back. Mom and Dad, this is for you. Right now, make the switch to Pioneer's unlimited data plans. Don't let data overages and high cell phone bills be something you stress about this school year. We have a plan for everyone. Let Pioneer handle your worries by stopping at a local office today to learn how you can save. Visit gopioneer.com for details. Some restrictions may apply.
Stream with Pioneer iVideo and more. Live, recorded, on demand, all in HD. Easily find and watch your favorite shows and movies. Anywhere, on any device, perfect for the entire family. And easy to use. Enjoy Pioneer iVideo today.
Physical Therapy Central is proud to be keeping you in the game of life. Now with a convenient location in Kingfisher. Get back to the game of life faster with PT Central.
For over 50 years, Tulsa Tech has helped people find new career paths, jobs, and a successful future. We've partnered with Tulsa businesses to grow our economy and help train the workforce of our community. During these uncertain times, one thing is for sure. Tulsa Tech will be here when life returns to normal, helping people make their own path. We will get through this together.
This is Game Time. Neptune Game Time creates a high-energy game day atmosphere that your players and fans will love. Every song in our database is 100% lyric safe, which means you can stop screening music for good. Game Time also provides custom messaging to help you promote your upcoming events, concessions, and event-specific announcements. And it gives you the opportunity to sell sponsorships on your station that will generate revenue for your athletic department. Amp up your game day with Game Time.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Imagine a school with more than 26,000 enrollments per year, cultivating opportunities for students to develop new skills and gain industry-recognized certification. Now imagine a corporate training center that partners with more than 500 local businesses each year, providing a productive and prepared workforce for employers in Oklahoma through customized training. Now, imagine a community resource who believes our business thrives when our community thrives. We aren't just the local Votech, we are Autry Technology Center.
Are you looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 6 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
This is your moment. You've got what it takes. The grit to get from first steps to finishing touches. You're here to train, to put in the hours. Because today's hard work gives you an edge. To get hired, to earn more, to fine-tune a future to be proud of. Career Tech. Get skilled, get paid.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options and lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging work seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorse Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorse get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com. The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Dr. Devin Nightingale is your chiropractic choice in North Edmond with easy access from Cashion, Guthrie, Luther, and all the Oklahoma City surrounding areas. As a former college athlete, Dr. Nightingale understands the importance of a fully functioning body to gain that competitive edge. Also certified in prenatal and pediatric treatments, Dr. Nightingale sees all types of patients, ranging from 2 weeks old to 97 years old. We offer conservative treatments to get you back in the game, whether you're a weekend warrior or a professional athlete. So give us a call at 405-471-5565 for a free consultation today.
Back to school. Now your worries about the kids going over on their data plans are back. Mom and Dad, this is for you. Right now, make the switch to Pioneer's unlimited data plans. Don't let data overages and high cell phone bills be something you stress about this school year. We have a plan for everyone. Let Pioneer handle your worries by stopping at a local office today to learn how you can save. Visit GoPioneer.com for details. Some restrictions may apply.
Stream with Pioneer iVideo and more. Live, recorded, on demand, all in HD. Easily find and watch your favorite shows and movies. Anywhere, on any device, perfect for the entire family. And easy to use. Enjoy Pioneer iVideo today.
Physical Therapy Central is proud to be keeping you in the game of life. Now with a convenient location in Kingfisher. Get back to the game of life faster with PT Central.
For over 50 years, Tulsa Tech has helped people find new career paths, jobs, and a successful future. We've partnered with Tulsa businesses to grow our economy and help train the workforce of our community. During these uncertain times, one thing is for sure. Tulsa Tech will be here when life returns to normal, helping people make their own path. We will get through this together.
This is Game Time. Neptune Game Time creates a high-energy game day atmosphere that your players and fans will love. Every song in our database is 100% lyric safe, which means you can stop screening music for good. Game Time also provides custom messaging to help you promote your upcoming events, concessions, and event-specific announcements. And it gives you the opportunity to sell sponsorships on your station that will generate revenue for your athletic department. Amp up your game day with Game Time.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Welcome back. Second half about ready to get underway, and it was a big score for Hominy on a throwback pass from over 50 yards to give them the final 8 points of the half to make it 29-7. And Cleveland deferred the opening coin toss, will receive.
It just seemed like that end of that second quarter for Cleveland was just a disaster with just some miscues on special teams and the long run that Hominy got on a short end of the field, and then the last play with no time on the clock throwing a 50-yard touchdown pass.
It's a good kick.
Oh, goodness.
And a misread, and that ball doesn't go into the end zone, so that's even worse for Cleveland. And coming out of the locker room, they are stopped on the 1-yard line.
That is 3 pretty big special teams miscues. That is unfortunate for Cleveland.
There are parts of this field that are not illuminated well, so I would hate to think that he might not have been able to see the football, but it is a possibility.
It is a little dark. A lot of these older stadiums like this, the light sanctions just aren't set up properly to lighten the field. I mean, we even see that in some collegiate stadiums. I mean, if you've ever been to an OU game, their lighting is not that great, which I know they switched it, but.
Yes. Well, this is a rough start here for Cleveland from the 3-yard line. The Tigers have things spread out a little more than they had earlier in the game. The wide receiver to the far left side of the field. And the Hominy defense is right there. Let's see, this is a safety. A safety for the Hominy defense. The defensive front all night by Elijah Gilly, Tristan Riddle, and Jarrett McEllier have had a lot of success up front, and that puts 2 points on the board here with only 11 seconds gone by in the second half, and Hominy will get the football back here after the safety.
And that's just, a disastrous start for Cleveland. And like we talked about this in a rivalry game like this. I mean, score before the half, and then you get an opening kickoff that doesn't get returned, essentially, and then get a safety the next play. This thing is getting a little out of hand for Cleveland now.
Still in a weather delay in Norman between for the crosstown clash there. Norman and Norman North has not started. Next week, game of the week?
Well, we're going to have to look and figure that out. We got some on the list, right?
I think so.
Talked about Norman North and Edmond Santa Fe. We've talked about Heritage Hall and Clinton. We could crawl up our way of the state and do Alva Fairview. It'd be kind of hop, skip, and a jump for you, but
not bad.
I think that I'd be interested in see that game. Alva
had scored a bunch of points.
They did a good opening game against Purcell. Purcell, I think, is going to be a good team this year.
They'll choose to kick instead of punt, and it's taken. And what a run! This is going to go back all the way. There he is again, the man that caught the touchdown pass, T.K. Sutton, out of bounds at the 3-yard line. And this game is about to be blown wide open.
That's another situation. We talked about, Hominy and how you can forecast them in Class A when you have the kind of athletes that they have, the skill players that are so dynamic and explosive. I mean, they're going to be a tough team. I circle them and keep an eye on them throughout the year.
I completely agree with that. Again, tough district or no, they beat Pawhuska last year. They play Pawhuska next week.
Well, that may be a good game of the week. We do have the game of the week tomorrow night.
That's right.
in
Cherokee hosting Dewar.
Cherokee and Dewar, yeah. The old ball coach is back in the booth after a 2-year hiatus.
Hand off to Tyndall, the middle. He is stopped before the goal line. All right, check that. That was Sutton.
It was Tyndall, I believe.
It was Tyndall.
It's hard to see down there.
2nd and 2.
I don't think they're listening.
That is Tyndall, and he is just bowling over players, bouncing off of him, and he scores to make it 37-7 in favor of Hominy. This is going to be one of the bigger margins of victory in this rivalry.
Boy, he is a load to bring down. I like what they did there. Direct snap to him, let him just pound his way in the end zone and knock the defender down as he went through across the goal line.
You mentioned in Class A, that's a weapon to have a guy that's that big, that is that nimble on his feet.
And we talk about it a lot, last year covering a lot of the smaller school games. You look at the teams, obviously you have your tradition-rich teams like Ringling who have a great system and, big physical guys, great coaching, all those types of things. But the other teams that seem to kind of take that next step are the teams that have dynamic-type athletes. And it's really impressive. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Hominy's going to be able to put out as many good athletes as anybody in Class A.
And a program that won a state championship not in the too distant past. That team led by Zaven Collins at quarterback won the 2016 Class A state championship, beating Wynnewood 42-14.
Typically, if you've got an NFL player on your team, you're probably going to win a state championship in Class A, right? Isn't that how that works?
I think that's pretty good. Yeah, you got a good shot at it, especially when as a quarterback that transitioned into a Bednarik Award winner, Lombardi Award winner.
Not only just an NFL player, but a good NFL player, right? First-round draft pick, wasn't he? Or
number 16 overall. Yeah,
golly.
By the Arizona Cardinals. We mentioned that kind of in an odd year in 2020, the COVID year. Hominy, everyone qualified for the playoffs, but if you don't count that year, they've only missed one time since 1980.
God, that is impressive.
There's a good tackle on the return. And Cleveland will take over at the 20-yard line, see if they can get things going. It's not been a very good start after receiving the second half kickoff to give up a safety and a touchdown in just a minute and 19 seconds.
We'll throw some stats at you that we talk about small class and NFL players. So Medford was in Class B or C, I believe, and had James Killian, who played for the Chiefs for a while. And kind of the running joke in our part of the state was Team Silver, because I think they only put up one gold ball in C. They just kind of ran into just some injury bug type deals, but you'd think having a NFL quarterback on your team in Class C win you a state championship. That shows how hard it is to win a state title.
That should help. Yeah, another University of Tulsa graduate. Oh, another sack. That ball was thrown away late. Could have been grounding with Julius Garrett there. So we got a couple of dignitaries in the booth right now that we would love to talk to here momentarily, as Cleveland, it's an incomplete pass. So 2nd down and 10 to go. Let's welcome in the newest member of the Hominy Hall of Fame, currently also a member of the Oklahoma Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame, Mr. Benny Ballard. What's up, Coach?
Not much, Mark.
It's good to see you. How about this tonight? What a special event to see all of these people come back from Hominy from all of the different state championship teams. You coached 2 of them here in 1982 and 1983.
I was lucky. I came here in 1971 as a junior high coach, and Ron Harmon and Kurt Dobbins and L.P. Williams were the coaches. They went to state finals that year and got beat by Purcell. The next year they go to state finals and beat Wynnewood, so I was kind of an assistant on that team, and then lucky enough to work my way up and be a high school assistant, junior high coach, and finally the head coach at the right time.
I can feel how special it is here in Hominy tonight just by being here early and part of the reception. But what makes Hominy such a good football town?
I don't know. I think it's tradition, you know. We had a professional team in 1927, played the New York Giants. The Hominy Indians and New York Giants professional. And, you know, it goes back to our mascot. People think the Bucks is a elk head or a deer head. That's the warrior, the Osage tribe. And the Osage tribe the Osage Nation has 3 divisions, Pawhuska, Gray Horse, and Hominy. So for Hominy Bucks is the ultimate warrior of the Osage tribe. That's the person that went to war.
And they play with that mentality as well.
And they've played with that mentality. And Kurt, he was an all-state player in 1958 here. Full-blood Indian, Osage Indian, very intelligent. And he put so much of that pride into this program, and it's just carried on from that point.
Yeah, it has. And it looks like tonight you got to be pretty happy with what you've seen out there. These guys look good.
Yes, I'd like to coach this team. They are a good young football team, and again, they play hard. You don't have to worry about Hominy. They'll play hard.
That was quite a coaching staff here that you had. You mentioned with L.P. Williams, who coached for many years at Veneta and won state championships as well. Danny Daniels won state championship here at Hominy also. And so it was a
Steve
good coaches.
Edwards was on that for a year. Gary Quimby was on our staff at one time. But Harmon, Kurt Dobbins, LP, myself, Danny, Steve, Russell Hull, all of them are in the Oklahoma Coaches Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And all of them coached here at one time.
That's outstanding.
Oh, man.
This is just a great environment. Couldn't have a better night for that. What did it mean to you to go into this Hall of Fame and these people and be honored tonight?
Well, it's very special, and people ask me, and it was just me being in the right place at the right time. You know, I had great athletes. Hominy was an oil town that when the oil business was at its highest, this was a bustling little town. And unfortunately, it's kind of died out now. Not the same town like everything else that it used to be. But great community. The parents were very supportive. The school was so supportive. And the kids knew that, you know, the expectations of the program. If they were to play, there were expectations that had to be met. And that was set in stone a long time before I got here.
Well, tell me about this rivalry. It's unique because it's a Class A school that plays up against a school. Cleveland now Class 4A. There's no other game like this where the Class A team plays a Class 4A team during the season, and so it's intense, you can tell, but the Bucks have not backed down from the Tigers all these years.
Well, it's, you know, I think it's the 67, 68 game in this rivalry. And when I first came to Hominy, they played Skytook, which is 18 miles away, Pawhuska, which is 18 miles away, and Cleveland, which is 8 miles away, and you just had to play them. And the gates were so good. Other places we went that were our size, no gates. So we kept playing them for the money to operate our programs. And eventually Skytook outgrew us. And Pawhuska's been in our class, so we had to move away from that a little bit. But we were always able to keep Cleveland. And at one time when they got to 4A, we tried to get out of it, but it was hard getting somebody to come take their place. So
sure.
They agreed to keep playing the rivalry. And just because it's been in place for so many years, it's still intent. And for us, there's no pressure. For them, it's all the pressure in the world because of the different size.
The gate is good tonight. This has got a great crowd here on both sides.
Yeah, this is the biggest crowd they'll play in front of all year long.
There's no doubt about that. Your son was nice enough to give me a ride up here tonight, who's won a state championship himself at Tuttle. You coached him. He was a quarterback for you at Claremore.
Yes, sir.
So football's in his blood, too. You got to be proud of what he's been doing.
I am. You know, he used to be an assistant, worked under some great coaches. And I keep saying, Brad, when are you going to get a head job? And he said, well, Dad, I want a place just like Hominy. And I said, Brad, that's a once-in-a-lifetime deal. That's not going to happen. He said, Dad, I found a place. It's Tuttle. And I said, well, I don't know anybody in Tuttle. I hope you do. He said, I know a few. And Tuttle is so close to being just like Hominy, it's unbelievable. Parents, community, school, expectations are setting the program long before he got there, and he's just able to be in the right place at the right time also.
Yeah, they're building a brand new stadium. We're adding on to it. It's going to be a palace out there. That's a nice touchdown run again by Jackson Woods. You got to like him. I really love his ability to make people miss, and he's shifty and he's got a great arm.
Just a sophomore. Got a good future ahead of him if he grows a little bit. Maybe be another one, gets to go and play a little college ball from Hominy, Oklahoma.
Well, Benny, we appreciate you coming up and spending some time with us, and congratulations, and happy for you and happy for everybody here tonight that gets to,
Mark,
to spend a special evening.
We appreciate you coming to Hominy. It means a lot for this community for you guys to show a little respect to them.
We are happy to be here. Thanks, Benny.
All right, thank you,
We appreciate it. We'll take a quick break. Hominy adds on to their lead 44-7, 8 minutes to go in the third.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
This is your moment. You've got what it takes. The grit to get from first steps to finishing touches. You're here to train.
Welcome back. Hominy adding on to the score in front of all those alums. 44-7.
It's crazy to think 5 or 6 possessions ago we were talking about Cleveland have a chance to tie this game.
They really did have momentum for just a short while, and you could tell both of these teams they play with a lot of pride. This has been a pretty hard-hitting game.
Yeah.
But the mistakes, and that's the signs of a young team, a lot of mistakes, and Cleveland is definitely that. They're a young squad.
Yeah, it was really kind of, it was 3 special teams mistakes that were very crucial that all led to scores, and it just kind of opened the game up for Hominy.
Last playoff win for the Tigers came back in 2012, and they beat Broken Bow. They've made 1 appearance in the state championship game back in the 1953 Class B final. You know who they played?
Well, I looked, so I can't.
You got it.
But
you never need to. Don't show your cards.
Tonkawa.
That's exactly right. Tonkawa won the Class B state runner-up.
I mean, how many state
state championship?
How many state title games has Tonkawa been in? My goodness.
They've played in quite a few.
Yeah.
And done a nice job. They're going to be another factor this year in this very same district with Hominy, and that's a rivalry that spans back throughout the years. Hominy and Tonkawa have been playing games for a long, long time.
Yeah, you get to have Pawhuska leave the district because they bumped 2A, and then you get to bring Tonkawa on. It's a good trade-off, right?
Yeah, it's not. That's
You want to talk about a great place to watch a high school football game, too, Tonkawa. That is a lot of fun. Well, it reminds me a lot of this place, to be honest with you.
Now, does Tonkawa still have a car? They still have a car that they drive around?
They do. With the big speakers on it?
Yes.
They still have that.
Tonkawa and Blackwell will go at it here in a couple of weeks. The Maroons have been close to the Bucks in the last couple of years, but I believe the last time Blackwell has defeated Tonkawa was yours truly was on the field. It was in 1985.
Wow.
Nice fake, but not much running room there. And again, physical hit. Julius Garrett is dragged down. .552 clock running to go here. 4th down for Cleveland.
Maybe Noble Tuttle would be a game of the week for next week.
I think that absolutely would be worthy of a game of the week category.
Plus, that's close to your house, right? It's always nice to have a short drive, right?
Don't mind traveling, but that.
Oh goodness! It's gonna be the 4th one. Oh,
that ball got it away. I have to tell if that hit a Hominy player or not, but the the Bucks are going to have good field position here and start on the Cleveland side of the field.
So, Coach explained it, and I heard him talking about it. The buck is not what most assume would be the buck, right?
A buck, and in this part of the country, there's some big bucks to
there
shoot.
There are, yeah.
But no, he was right. He was the warrior sect of the Osage tribe.
Gotcha.
And every once in a while, you might see like an antler or something like that on the Hominy mascot, but that's not the case. So
okay.
A lot of pride in the native history here in Osage County,
which I think is great. I mean, there's some great mascots in our state. I love that they carry on all those traditions.
Handoff goes to Sutton again, and he stopped after a gain of a couple.
And Sutton is just fast coming out of that backfield.
Yep, between Tyndall and Sutton, it's a really got a couple of different running styles. Those guys complement each other very well.
Yeah, and then you throw in Woods. I mean, I like what they do on offense too with that triple option type style stuff where you've got to pay attention to each one of those guys every time. They're very multiple, as they've shown tonight. They can run some power game stuff. They can run some misdirection stuff. Woods can throw the ball. He's shown that he can throw it. They're going to be a handful in Class A, I'll tell you that.
Hominy let some time run off the clock here. Going to call a timeout. 2nd down and 9 to go. We'll take it with them here on the Squirtle Network. Game of the Week brought to you by Career Tech.
This is your moment. You've got what it takes. The grit to get from first steps to finishing touches. You're here to train, to put in the hours. Because today's hard work gives you an edge. To get hired, to earn more, to fine-tune a future to be proud of. Career Tech. Get skilled, get paid.
The thing with car buying nowadays is just how many options there are when it comes to where to actually get a car. Dealerships, websites, auctions, private sellers, and so on. But knowing exactly where to get your car loan makes it all much less stressful. That's where Communication Federal can help. There's a reason we're known for auto loans around here. Lots of car options and lots of places to buy, but only one choice for an auto loan. Communication Federal Credit Union.
3:40 to go, 2nd down and 9 for Hominy. They're really starting to let the air out of the clock here.
Yeah, I like that too. They got a sub in too at quarterback. Ooh, that's trouble. See this happen a lot.
Yeah.
You got to fall on the ball too. Oh goodness.
And that's going to go the other way for a touchdown. And that is not what you want to see if you are the head coach for Hominy, Caleb Christian. You put the backups in, and that's a freshman, Bo Thomas, scooping it up and taking it the distance for Cleveland to make it 44-13. And I think probably the ones go back in for at least another series after that.
You see those types of miscues a lot. Low snap, quarterback had the opportunity to just fall on it. You're taught to just fall on it, especially when it's rolling around on the ground like that, and you try to scoop it off the turf, and the old scoop and score, right?
Blaine Hipp is the backup quarterback, just a freshman. He's also kicked tonight. He caught a 2-point conversion pass, really a good-looking athlete as a freshman.
So, Mark, I got some trash talk from Perry's Brandon Height.
Okay.
He wanted to let us know that he's kind of partial to the Maroons. It's a great mascot.
Yes.
But the Perry Maroons are the only Maroons. He wanted me to let you know that.
Well, I'll tell you that the Perry Maroons right now have had the better of that rivalry, but it is a source of pride that I never played in a football game in which we lost to Perry. That goes from his 8th grade to senior year, but that's Perry has performed really well here lately, and the Blackwell Maroons haven't. But that game comes up in week 4 of the season, I believe.
Perry's had a lot of success in sports. You know, I mean, really, you know, it used to just be so well known for wrestling, obviously, but, you know, boys basketball team a few years ago, and I honestly truly believe this, and Brandon's not going to want to hear this, but that COVID year, they had as good a chance as anybody to win it that year.
In basketball. Yeah, never got to play.
Yeah, and then their girls basketball team is, you know, his daughter, Kennedy, is one of the better players in the state, and they've had some good players there too as well, and they had that run to the semifinals last year, and, you know, pretty good at softball, I know, and so a lot of sports. They've been very competitive the last few years in football too, as well.
I think in the Blackwell Perry rivalry is just like this rivalry. I think they've played at least 90 games and maybe 100 between the two towns, and this is the longest I think that either school has had a winning streak currently with what Perry is currently on that winning streak right now.
That kid is fast.
Nice kick return.
Wow.
Really. That was a great return.
It sure was.
By number 5, Brian Marshall. We've called his name a couple of times tonight. He's delivered a big hit on defense. Had an opening 37-yard reception.
A lot of speed there, man.
And just another weapon for this Hominy team.
Well, maybe we do the maroon versus maroon game of the week.
It could be a good one.
Is that at Perry this year, I wonder?
That's a good question. I think it might be at Perry this year. I'll tell you this, though. The Blackwell Maroons might have the better wrestling squad. They did win last year and would probably be favored to win again this year.
So if you're I know we always got to bring up food. So if you're dining in Blackwell, is it Los Potros?
Los Potros is
their white queso is off the hook.
It's very, very highly recommended. I did eat there for Mother's Day, but for me, there are other options in K County that might be a little bit better.
Yeah.
So we've talked about this several times, and there's a nice run from Marshall again. He's running the tailback spot now. Taco Stop, a favorite of mine in Ponca City, very much like the Taco Village, Taco Bandito, right out of the family there. Enrique's also very good at the airport at Ponca City. And then the Rusty Barrel if you want to go big.
Oh, the Rusty Barrel is a classic. Have you been there since they've renovated?
All Ponca City. I have been there a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yes.
That bar area is amazing.
The bar area, it looks like something you might see in Vegas.
I know, isn't that nuts?
It's that nice. And then the steakhouse is very unique. But I really look forward to filing my first Squirtle food blog. I could have done that tonight because we had a fantastic reception across the street with homemade food. We had barbecue. Could tell that there was some Head Country sauce over there, which headquarters are here also in Osage County in Scheidler.
Yep.
And we had some fry bread. So it was fantastic. I failed to get pictures of the spread, so I will not be the first Squirtle food blog.
Well, maybe we can harass somebody from Hominy to send you some photos so you can at least write the content from it. So.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you, Mark, so your family's still in Blackwell, right?
Yes.
So has your family had the opportunity, and I know it's not too far of a drive, but have they been to Lamont to eat at Kat's Steakhouse yet?
They went last couple weeks ago for my mom's birthday. It was my mom's choice. She loves Kat's. Says it's outstanding.
It is so good.
My dad is kind of still in the mold of he'd like to pay $9.99 for a steak, so it was a little bit more than that. And it's, you know, sometimes I think maybe if my mom liked it so much he wasn't going to go in. But I've heard that place is fantastic. You've got to call weeks ahead to get a reservation.
Do. It's crazy. Or go at 4:45. You're usually pretty good, right around there.
I need to try that place.
Yeah.
I've heard it's great.
So we were at the pool the other night, and Trisha Jones from Pond Creek, she works at Lamont at the bank there, and Van Shea hit her up on a text and was asking about, you know, if it was open. I think Van Shea ventured up there to try Kat's too. It is worth the drive, by the way, if you want to go to have a nice dinner destination. Maybe you want to hit up the casino at Tonkawa afterwards.
Look at Robinson go.
Man.
Or excuse me, Marshall. Brian Marshall just got more weapons and more weapons and more weapons. Move him from wide receiver to the tailback spot. And this junior took it to the house. He's listed at 130 pounds, but that is put on the body pretty well. He's a stocky, fast, and impressive athlete, and he's in the end zone, and this one's reached half 100.
Yeah, a lot of speed, man. We're going down the roster talking about all the speed and athleticism they have, and then let's go ahead and throw Marshall in there too while we're at it.
I think also if we're going to talk about Perry, you do have to mention the Comeback Cafe. The chicken fried steak there is old school and would be high in anyone's rankings.
I have been there many a time, and I would 100% agree with you. And I'm a big fan of the old cafe-style restaurants that have still been able to survive in these small towns. There's nothing that it's like the smell and the whole experience. It's like it's more than just the food. I mean, the food is always great, but
I think I do believe that that Comeback Cafe did make the Coach Hardaway's rankings.
It did
in the chicken fried steak realm.
Yeah. So I hear Tonkawa has a cafe that's really good too, right?
Mary's Cafe.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's been in business for a long, long time.
So if you ever come to the Enid area, and you may know about this, but it's kind of a hidden gem out by the fairgrounds. It's the We Two.
Okay, I've not heard of the We Two.
More commonly known for a breakfast, but it's a fantastic cafe.
Open.
It is just breakfast and lunch is what it serves. They have a chicken fry steak breakfast dish.
Okay.
That's got the biscuits and it's on top of a bed of biscuits and gravy with some fried eggs cracked over the top of it. White gravy. Pretty phenomenal.
That's nice. I usually prefer my chicken fried steak later in the day. Too much food guilt to deal with all afternoon after polishing off a chicken fried steak for breakfast.
A lot of napping.
Yeah. General fatigue.
Hey, this could go. Oh.
Dragged down from behind. Almost a little bit of a horse collar tackle, but Cleveland out to the 45-yard line where they will start this next possession. We had some good college games going on tonight. Oklahoma State, man, we had an explosion of points in the third quarter, or the second quarter for the Cowboys. Spencer Sanders looking pretty good. And it's now 51-28. I did text congratulations to Matt Ravis on his picking Oklahoma State to cover the spread, and he sent me back a very, very odd emoji.
Well, and Central Michigan just went for a two-point conversion and almost converted it. That would have put you in spread territory, right?
It's close now. It's close now. Any more scoring from Central Michigan is going to be within the number. So you're saying they failed at the two-point conversion?
They did fail at the two-point conversion, yes.
51-28. Coach McElwain, he knows what the point spread means to the fan base. So you get beat on the road, but you cover. It's not as bad.
Plus, he's got to save you from the hecklers on your show tomorrow, too, right?
Hominy is definitely covering the spread in this game tonight. I don't think anyone your brother did not have this one in this range at 37 points.
He was too busy talking about Jeepers Creepers. I told him that he'd be removed from the show, by the way, if he ever mentioned Jeepers Creepers again.
Now did not Fairview make an appearance in Mad Men final season? I know Don Draper spent the night in Alva, but I thought I could have sworn I saw a Fairview sign or something along those lines.
I think that was Twister.
Okay. Cleveland has this block pretty well, a gain of only 3.
I'm not going to lie to you, Mark. I still venture over to see Dorothy every once in a while when I'm working cattle at the farm in Wakita.
Mm-hmm.
It's still there. Museum's still open. You can still see Dorothy through the big pane glass window.
All right, I got some trivia from Grant County that you may not know.
Okay.
All right, there is a famous mother of a very famous athlete that is from Wakita. Do you know who that is?
Trey Young.
That's right. Pretty impressive. I can't get one past you.
I'm pretty deep in the lore of
I
Wakita.
should know that. I should know that.
Yes, the Turney family is they've got some depth and knowledge there.
I was told that Trey, when he's home, he does go to Wakita and visit every time he's home.
Yep, that's pretty cool. Wakita at one time had one of the nicest indoor swimming pools in the state, too. Still, I believe it's still open to the community.
That's a nice punt. And Woods is back there to make the fair catch at the 15-yard line. The next time you're doing a game with Todd, you'll have to ask him about playing in the Waukita tournament. The 8th grade Maroons beat Jet Nash 68-8. I think they beat him so bad that they had to get 2 new towns to form a high school.
That area, it's funny when people that aren't from that part of the state, when you have to explain to them the amount of towns it takes to get Timberlake, it just blows them away, you know. Because essentially, really, if you look at the way their school district is set up, it is, you literally have some country kids that you may consider to live in even Cherokee that go to school there. You have Jet and Nash. You have Allen Cleo is right there, and some kids that live kind of in and around there venture to Timberlake. And obviously, you've got Helena and Goldtree. Carmen Tacoma is in that. I mean, I know they have districts where they're supposed to go to, but these, depending upon where you live, you know, your kids may end up going to high school at Timberlake. So Timberlake pulls from like
8 towns?
8 to 10 towns. It's great. McWillie is a town too.
I've never
and
heard
a lot
of
of people
McWillie.
don't know.
No,
that.
I've never heard of that. You could be pulling my leg right now, and I would be right into that.
It is totally a town. It is. McWillie is the closest town to actually Helena.
Does McWillie have a grain elevator?
It does.
Okay.
That's why you classify it as a town in Oklahoma, right? If
Yes.
you've got a grain elevator, you're a town.
That's correct. My history teacher, Speedy Renshaw, was the sheriff of Numa City, population 3.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Grain elevator.
I think Oriana flirts in that territory. It's just north of Fairview, right off 412. When you make the curve out of Cleo and head towards Woodward through the Gloss Mountains.
It's pretty interesting because a lot of those towns had legitimate populations back when this rivalry was starting here between Cleveland and Hominy in 1922.
And on my way over here, I went through Ralston. It's another town kind of like that.
Oh, you went through Ralston?
I did. I drive so much with these games. I like getting off the turnpike every once in a while and kind of, you know, changing things up. As much as I have to drive to Oklahoma City too for work and things. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy for doing that, but I
think
enjoy
that's
it.
outstanding. Ralston is part of the is Ralston, Fairfax, now Woodland.
The guys will tell you too, our crews, you know, we've traveled all over the state, you know, Tulsa metropolitan area, southeastern Oklahoma, southwestern Oklahoma, all the way out in the Panhandle. And there's nothing better than high school sports in Oklahoma, in my opinion.
Well, this game is, again, it was competitive for a while, but you want to talk about the passion, and Benny Ballard mentioned this, is it's a football town, and they turned out for the rivalry. And he said, hey, look, we might have tried to get out of this game at one point in time because Cleveland was a lot bigger, but we couldn't turn down the fact that we're going to have this kind of gate.
Yeah, I think it's awesome that they still play.
There's the freshman, Hip.
And credit to Cleveland. Their fans are all still here supporting their team, getting some youngsters in on both sides of the ball to get some snaps. And you know these kids run into each other all the time, obviously, being as close as the two towns are. And then
that's exactly right. Tomorrow night, Cherokee and Dewar will be the Squirtle game of the week. Cherokee, that should be a good one of two teams that don't usually match up.
I got a little
Chiefs and the
insider
Dragons.
info on that game, too, from Trenton Harmon, who used to be at Garber. His dad was the head coach at Garber for a handful of years and won a couple state championships there. Trenton is now the head coach at Caddo. And
all right.
So he's been trying to get us to come down and do a game. So we've talked about maybe doing Caddo Velma. Of course, I'm going to have to parlay that with like a night stay at the Choctaw Casino if I do that. But he told me that Dewar got some, and I think you mentioned it, some really good move-ins.
I think Dewar, in a year in which it looked like they were going to lose a lot of players, they've reloaded.
Yeah, and Josh Bean, he does a phenomenal job over there. I mean, I remember when I was at Cashin coaching and playing them when they had Ronald Lewis. And, you know, obviously when you got a superior athlete like him, Josh was a great coach too. I mean, it wasn't just that he had great players. I mean, he does a really good job. It's one of the harder teams we ever had to prepare for. And their kids play so hard. Cherokee's kind of the same way. Cherokee's kind of blue collar, kind of, I've kind of felt bad for Cherokee the last couple of years. They have literally their best player the last 3 seasons has tore their ACL. The Lake kid 2 times back-to-back, and the year before their starting quarterback, same thing.
And they're in a really tough district.
They are, my goodness, yeah. Have you seen their facility, by the way?
I have not.
It is as nice of a 3A and down facility I've ever seen. And if you're ever in Cherokee, it's the station. That's where you eat. Cherokee Station.
1:27 to go, and they're letting the clock run here, and a little bit of mercy for the visitors, 51-14.
Polk score again, by the way.
The Ravens can rest easy. So want to give our crew credit tonight. Guys doing a great job, helping work through a few technical difficulties.
And they're both, I give them credit, they're both Oklahoma State guys, Oklahoma State fans, and they chose to support Squirtle tonight. I respect that.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
appreciate it.
The DVR is set at the house for the game. Handoff. This will be about the next to the last play of this game. Cleveland will go to 0-2. And another rivalry game coming up for the Tigers. They play the Keystone Lake rivalry with Manford. And Hominy has a rivalry game of its own coming up. Osage County rivalry with Pawhuska. And what'll be a heck of a ball game. And that will do it. Your final score here from Hominy tonight in front of a reunion of 5 state championship teams. The Bucks win it 51-14 over their Arkansas River rivals, the Cleveland Tigers. Adam, final thoughts?
Like we talked about throughout the game, Hominy very impressive. I think that down the road, late in November, you're going to see them and good and credit to Cleveland. They battled hard. They had some opportunities early in the game. I think just in the end, Hominy was just too much with the athletes that they had. And Mark, thanks for coming and doing this. We enjoyed it, and be back doing it again, I think, next week.
Yeah, my pleasure. Look forward to finding a game to work next week, and we'll bring you some more exciting high school football. So thanks to Career Tech, our sponsor. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night for the big game between Dewar and Cherokee. And we will see you again down the road here on the Squirtle Game of the Week.